Hi everyone, welcome back to Art Corner with me, Miss Molly. Today's a very special Art Corner because we won't be making crafts, we will be crafting with words. We will be celebrating Poetry Month by making our very own shape poems. We're going to look at some examples from the book Wet Cement by Bob Raczka. You can check it out from Sora today. And we will be making what he calls concrete poems or shape poems. So that means we will be writing our poems in the shape of the thing it describes. And I'm going to show you how we're going to do that right now. I hope that you read lots of great poetry this month and that you feel inspired to make your own, because we can all use more beautiful words in the world. And I know you have some great stuff in your brain. So this is from Wet Cement. This is one of Bob Raczka's poems. And right away you can tell it's a shape poem because the words are in the shape of what the poem is describing. This is called balloon, so the poem is in the shape of the balloon. He also does something really impressive where he uses the letters themselves to make the shapes in his titles. There are so many different ways to make shape poems. This one, he filled in the shape with the words from the poem. Let's read it. When it first slipped out of my hand, I was sad to see my balloon floating away. But as it rose higher in the sky, I imagined it landing in a faraway yard where a kid like me could find it and wonder how far the balloon had flown and who held it last. And that thought made me smile. This poem is called Clock. The clock on the wall says it's 5 till 3, but the kids in my class say it's 5 till 3. This is an awesome poem because if you notice, the clock that the words are in the shape in actually reads 5 to 3. This is another example of a concrete poem. Instead of filling in the shape, the words form the outline of the shape the poem is describing. And again, look at the title. The L and the O make a clock. I love this poem, Pop Up. It's really fun and really visual. It's not necessarily a poem that would work if it wasn't a shape poem. It's all about a ball. As you can see, the words ball are bouncing through the poem. I'm under it, I'm under it, I'm under it. I blundered it. The ball flew up and fell right through the poem. And the title, you can see the O bouncing up to start. This is a very creative poem. Autumn. Holding their gold until November, our sugar maples will be the last trees to spend their beauty. This shape poem uses the words to outline the shape of the branch, but also the motion of the leaf falling off the branch. What happens in autumn? I love the title, how the N is falling off the word autumn. When it's silent anyway, you didn't really need it. Let's try making our own. First, we have to put our poetry hats on to get in the proper poetic mood. Then, get your cool cat shades and a pen and a notebook and get ready to be inspired. The first step is to just write a poem. What inspires you? I've been feeling very inspired by the sunshine and the spring. So, with my pen and notebook, I'm going to write some poems about flowers and sunshine. I also think that those are shapes I could make very easily with words. Don't get too complicated with your very first shape poem. This is supposed to be super fun and a good challenge for those of us who like to draw and write. Once you're done writing your whole poem, you can start to draw the shape you want to write your poem in very light pencil. Remember, your poem doesn't have to rhyme, it doesn't have to be very long, it just has to have enough words to make out the shape. I chose to do an outline shape poem where I used the words to draw the picture of the flower. I even used color to show where the flower and the stem is. And as you can see, I added a fun little buzzing bee. I call it Earth Laughs and Flowers. The new sunshine welcomes curious colors out of their slumber. Blossoms bounce and wave in the gentle wind, painting a new world on the gnarled branches of winter. Buzzing bees feast on sweet nectar. Earth laughs and flowers. Tee hee hee! Spring is here! I hope you try to make your own shape poem. There are so many different ways and styles, and really the possibilities are limitless. This is supposed to be fun, so please be patient with yourself. If it doesn't fit, you can always try and try again. Here is one last poem from Bob Raczka's Wet Cement. Poet Try. Poetry is about taking away the words you don't need. Poetry is taking away words you don't need. Poetry is words you need. Poetry is words. Try.